Hello folks, this is John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods, and today of course here in our photo studio we are going to go over our next addition to our inventory, and this is going to be a 1967 Ford Mustang. Now we've done lots of the 66s as of late, but the 67 is one we haven't had for a little while, so here we go, we've got one. So this one, just to give a kind of a basic quick rundown of the car before I begin my walk around here. Obviously we've got the red exterior on this car with the black vinyl top. As far as our drive line goes on this particular car, we've got a period correct 289 cubic inch small block Ford engine, and then behind that for the transmission we've got the C4 automatic transmission. Rear end we've got the Ford 8-inch with the 276 gear in it as well, and then for our running gear, brakes and steering, we've got manual brakes, manual steering, and we also have the 14-inch chromed Magnum 500 style wheel here. And then as far as the tires go, the BFGoodrich Radials 215/60 R14s on the front. And then out here on the back, we've got 235/60 R14s back there. And the tread on the tires is all in really good shape. So like I said, the red exterior here, we've got lots of bright work on this car. We've got the front and rear bumpers. We've got the wheels, of course. And then we've got some of the badging and then some of the trim work here on the car, which we'll go over. So as far as the badging goes, we've got 289 up here on the front fenders here. That would signify basically what motor we have in the car. Of course, we have the Mustang also up there. We've got the bright rocker moldings here down the side of the car, all of which all around they're in pretty decent shape. There might be an occasional little ding or so forth in those rocker moldings, but again, overall in good condition. We do have both driver and passenger side mirrors here, and again, they're kind of like a rectangular style mirror here. The chrome finish on those mirrors is in excellent shape, as well as the glass that's in those as well. So, as far as our bright work around our windows here, of course we've got our drip rail moldings here, which are in fairly good condition here. Again, as I feel through that rain gutter though, that is nice and smooth all the way around. Same thing as I'm feeling down around all these trim pieces here on our black vinyl top. Those are all nice and smooth also. So we don't have any bumps or bruises underneath this vinyl top. All of that is nice and smooth. And of course, the condition of the top itself is in great shape. There's no rips or tears. All of your seams are all intact. Again, all looks good as far as that vinyl top goes. Now, as far as the glass here in our driver's side door, glass is in great shape. No chips or cracks in the glass. All of our trim around the glass, the wing window, as well as the quarter window, all of that is in really good shape here. Again, no pitting here on the bright work. Looks really nice. Same thing with our door handle too. The chrome door handles, no pitting, no scratching whatsoever on those. Those look really good. And our door, as far as the adjustment goes, our gaps to the front and the back side of the door here, nice and tight, very even from front to back. All of our body lines all line up. Elevations are right on with your quarters and your front fenders there. So all of that looks really good. Let's take a look to the interior for the first time. So of course you're going to notice the all black interior, front bucket seats, retractable belts on the front seats, and lap belts in the rear. Of course we've got the factory dash, factory instrumentation. You've got the full length center console there for that automatic C4 transmission. AM, FM cassette player there for your radio. And again, all the upholstery on the seats there all looks to be in really good shape. No rips or tears. The carpet all looks good with no rips, tears, or fading. Door panels on the car, those all look to be in pretty decent shape too. All of the bright work on them. Even your armrest pads showing no rips or tears in those. And again, all of your weather stripping around the door is in good shape. There's no rips or tears there. Your little rubber bump stops are present. Your VIN plate there, that is all there, or the data plate. And then even all of your seals and weather stripping up around the door frame here, even down our quarter window, that all looks to be in good shape. No rips or tears anywhere. It's not cracked or dry rotted, and all attached good and secure. So we'll go ahead and close this up. Of course, you got the those vents there in your rear quarter panel. Those all look good and all installed very nice there. As far as those wheels go, again, we've seen that those are all in good shape. Vinyl top all around the back window here is all in great shape too. Same thing with our trim work around the rear window. Now back here, this looks really good here. All anchored good and secure. Again, with that rear glass there, no chips or cracks anywhere in that either. If we can look down inside that window to go along with that AM/FM cassette player, we do have a set of classic car audio 6x9 speakers there to help get some of that sound out of the radio. As far as your trunk lid goes, trunk lid looks like it's adjusted very nicely too on the car. So again, your gaps all the way across the back and all the way down the sides on both sides all look pretty uniform, and the elevations with your quarters here all look to be in good shape. So again, it's been adjusted very nice. Around the back side of the car, we've got our taillight bezels here. All of the bright work on those actually look really, really nice on this car. And your taillight lenses, no chips or cracks anywhere on those. Those are nice. Rear bumper, no scratches, no pitting, no cracks or no dents or dings in that rear bumper. That looks really nice. Of course, you've got your Ford Mustang gas cap there. Down below in your rear lower valance, you'll see that you do have your backup lights down here, bezels and lenses, all of which are in good shape. And of course, you can see the oval tips that we have down here to bring our exhaust to an end back here. As far as the trunk, let's go ahead and get our key. Take a look inside. Again, the trunk floor itself and the interior looks really nice. Of course, the first thing we've got here, the underside of our trunk lid, done in the same red as the exterior of the car. Of course, your weather stripping here, all like new here. No rips or tears anywhere. You've got the little rubber bump stops on either corner here so that it sets on those whenever you close it. All of your water channels or your rain gutters here, those are all good and solid too the whole way around the car here, around the trunk. If we look at our trunk, we'll see if we can pull some of this up real quick. Again, on your Mustangs, the trunk is primarily made up of your fuel tank as it mounts down in from the top, and you can see the top of the tank right there. This is all done with the gray and the white trunk spatter paint also. It's good and solid all the way throughout in the trunk. All looks good. You've got a full set of floor mats here too that come with the car. We just always leave those out so that we can show you the true condition of the carpeting. Trunk hinges, the spring, all of your hardware, all of that all looks good on this car as well. So we'll go ahead and close this up. Again, that shuts very nice and easy, and we'll continue around to the passenger side. Now over here on the passenger side, looking up the whole way across from the back of the car to the front, very straight as far as the metal goes on the car. As far as our vinyl top, again, I always want to feel around the bottom where your trim work is, and then up around the rain gutter. And again, that is nice and smooth the whole way around. Same thing over here with our vinyl top. As you can see, the seams here, those are all intact, no rips or tears. Looks really, really good as far as that vinyl top goes. And as far as our bright work on this side, same thing as over on the other side. The bright work here is all in good shape, all anchored good and secure. Even all the trim work around all of your windows, all of that looks good. No pitting there. That mirror to match up with the driver's side all looks good as far as the finish and the glass. And again, our door, if we look at our gaps to the front as well as to the back, and again all of our body lines, everything all lines up very well. Again, that chrome door handle, no pitting there. So let's open up our door. On the passenger side, take a look now from this side. That way you get to see the overall condition. The dash is in great shape. And like I said, as far as the upholstery, the seat covers and so forth, all of that looks good. Your carpeting, no rips or tears or fading. That center console, all in good shape too. And as I mentioned before, it does have all of the seat belts. Again, over on this side here, all of your seals that go up around your door frame here, all of which are in good shape. Door weather stripping here, all good too. No rips or tears there. Door panel looks good. No cracks or splits in the armrest over on the passenger side either. And again, you still have the rubber bump stops on the passenger side door as well. So we'll close this. Again, those doors shut nice and easy. You do have the fender mounted antenna here. And again, you can raise it up manually if you need a little bit better reception. The matching badging here on the front fenders for the car. And then that'll bring us around to the front of the vehicle. So this is your typical 67 Ford Mustang front end. You've got a chrome front bumper here, all of which for the most part looks good. A little bit of, you know, some maybe scuffs here on the top side, just on the one side. But again, the chrome finish for the most part all looks really good. Your grille looks good too on this car. Your surround on it all nicely painted up. You've got that Mustang logo there right in the center of the grille. You've got the bright work on the leading edge of the hood there too, along with your Ford across that front edge. Down below on your front lower valance, that all looks good too as far as the paint goes. Now this would be your stock hood. Your gaps all the way around look very good here. As far as your cowl area here, the vent work inside here, as I look down in this, I can see it pretty clearly here, and I can tell you that that is all good and solid. I know on the Mustangs, this is one of the areas where you'll have some issues. Sometimes these will they'll have like a little drain area in them that gets clogged up, and sometimes they'll rot out. This is good and solid on both sides, so you will not have any issues with that. Nice set of chrome wiper arms along with some nice wiper blades there. The windshield itself, no chips or cracks. All of your bright work here, all securely fastened all the way around. A couple little dents and dings around the top side there, but all in all in pretty good condition. We'll come around to the front. We're going to open our hood up here. So with our hood open on our 67 Mustang, of course, we can see the underside done here, the same red as the exterior. There's been no modifications underneath the hood as far as any kind of structure being modified. All of it is all intact, good and solid underneath here. Hinges and springs all functioning as they should by holding that hood up all on its own. And of course, we've got the engine compartment here to go through next. So as I mentioned, this is not the numbers match motor. This would be a period correct 289 small block Ford engine. You've got the stock air cleaner on here. As far as the intake, looks like that's the stock cast intake, and the valve cover is pretty much all stock appearing underneath here. Now you do have the PCV valve and the breather there so that everything vents properly. And as far as the ignition goes, you've got pretty much a stock style point style distributor with your coil down there as well. And the plug wires all look to be in really good shape too. They are 7mm plug wires. Now as far as the exhaust goes, we've got this stock cast exhaust manifolds down there. Of course, it's got a full dual exhaust, and I believe this car had the Xcelerator turbo style mufflers on it. So all of that is all in good shape. You've got a stock or OE style radiator here with a nice chrome shroud on it, and then it looks to be a 4-blade steel fan there to help cool things down. You've got the factory style or the OE style windshield washer bottle over there hanging on that front apron there. Again, kind of a nice nostalgic look there for it. And then of course your strut braces here, those are all in good shape there as well. Now as far as the brakes and the steering, as I mentioned, it is manual brakes, manual steering. However, it is disc brakes up front, drums in the rear. interior, all complete with the emergency brake all hooked up on the car as well. And as I mentioned earlier with this car, it does in fact have the C4 automatic transmission along with that Ford 8-inch rear with the 276 gear. All in all, as far as an overall car, it looks very, very good here. Good running car, steers and drives and brakes all very nicely. And the interior is really nice in the car too. As I always do here at this point in the video, depending on where you're watching this video from, I always recommend that you at least go to our website and check out the car there, because you're going to see upwards of 100 photos of the car, inside, outside, underneath. Overall, you'll see everything there. You'll be able to click on the pictures, blow them up, check everything out there as much as what you like. You're going to have all the options, all of the you know, description on the car. You're also going to see our retail pricing, the fact that that includes enclosed shipping to anywhere within the 48 contiguous states, and the fact that it also includes our Hanksters 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty as well. The other thing that I always discuss with you at this point is different parts, accessories, different add-ons. If while walking around the car and talking about it, you maybe notice some things that you would maybe like to change or maybe like to have added. Now, a car kind of like this one, a couple of things jump out at me on this one. One would be air conditioning possibly. Another one would be power steering, maybe power brakes. Whatever it might be that you're looking to have added to it, definitely reach out to us. Let us know what it is. We'll be glad to get you pricing on parts and labor to get those things installed for you, and you know, hopefully make this car your own. With that said, we're at the point now where we're going to go ahead and move this car back to our lift. So give us just a moment. We'll get this all closed up, get it on our lift, and then I'll meet back up with you here in just a moment to go over the underside of this car next, as well as fire that motor up and let you hear what it sounds like. Hey folks, welcome back. Here we are back in the shop with our 67 Mustang here up on the lift here. We're going to go through this car just like we always do, front to back, going over the components that we're looking at from the underside now. And of course, this is mainly just to kind of go over the condition of everything, but yet we will point out different things that we may have not touched on when we did our walk around. So starting at the front of our 67 Mustang, of course, we're going to look up and we're going to inspect the underside here of our radiator. Make sure that there's no leaks or drips or anything, and there isn't. This is nice and dry all the way across the bottom of that radiator, including your transmission cooler lines and that lower radiator hose. So everything is dry, radiator hose is good and secure, hose clamps are all in good condition. If we come back just a little bit further, obviously now we kind of start getting into some of the suspension components for the Mustang. And with these cars here, you do have the strut rod style suspension here up front. So your strut arms right here, bushings here at the frame is all good. No splits or cracks in any of that. So that's going to be nice and tight front end there for you. And then of course, all your mounting hardware as they come back into your lower control arms, that is all good. Lower control arms as well as uppers, that's all OE stuff. So your stamped steel components, that's what you've got there. Those all look good. Ball joints and mounting hardware and bushings on both ends are all in good shape. The ball joints all have the little rubber dust boot covers to keep that grease in, dirt and debris out, make them last a lot longer there for you. And then as far as the steering goes on this car, steering is manual on this vehicle as well as the brakes are. But with the steering, of course, we're going to always check out the drag length, the pitman arms, the tie rods, and the tie rod ends. And again, after going over all of this stuff, it's all been checked over and everything looks to be in good condition here. Again, tie rod ends all have the little rubber dust boot covers on them for the same purpose. keep that grease in, dirt and debris out. Brakes, like I mentioned, manual brakes on the car, but they have been upgraded though. We've got a disc brake kit on the front here. It does have the Wilwood 4-piston calipers there, so you've got a lot better braking power up here with those disc brakes and the Wilwood calipers. And then of course it does have the stainless braided lines going to each corner up front. Now of course on the back, as we get there, you'll see it does have the drum brakes, but that is going to be all complete with the emergency brake. If we come in towards the center now and we start kind of talking about the engine and most of the drive line here, we're going to start off with that motor and the transmission. So the motor, we've got that 289 cubic inch small block Ford here. We're looking at the oil pan mainly underneath here, checking for any leaks or drips, and it is dry. Not only is it dry around your gaskets, but where your drain plug in, and especially at the back of the pan, it is nice and dry. Transmission, well, the transmission here, that's our C4 automatic tranny. All of our transmission cooler lines coming back here are all dry. Our pan on the transmission is dry. And back at the tail shaft here, the output shaft seal, that is dry also, and that's where your slip yoke from your drive shaft slides into it there. Again, all of that dry. Transmission cross member, good and straight here, and the mounting hardware for the tranny mount and the mount itself is all in good shape here too. Before we get too far, obviously we can see our exhaust system here. It is going to start at those stock cast exhaust manifolds, and then it's going to come into a full 2-inch exhaust all the way back, and it has the Xcelerator turbo mufflers back there, and then of course it does have tailpipes on it that go up over top of the rear end housing and exit out the rear of the car. Now before we get again too far, wheel and tire combination. Obviously we saw a much better view of that from our walk around, but again it does have the 14-inch Magnum 500 style wheels here, along with the BFGoodrich Radial TA rubber on it. Now up front we've got two 1560 R14s, and then on the back two 3560 R14s back there as well. So let's come back here a little bit further. We're going to take a look at the frame sections, which again are good and straight, nice and square here. The floors themselves, as I've looked back through here, the floors look really good. I don't see any patching. I don't see any like repairs or anything. It all looks very good and solid underneath here. And again, as you can see, not really much as far as like undercoating and so forth. You might see just a real light coating of it, which is fine. You get to see the fact that it is all the correct floors. All your stamping lines and everything are all present here. All of your drain plugs all installed to where they should be. The other thing here is our pinch welds as well as our rockers on both sides. And again, pinch welds are straight, rockers are good and solid here on both sides of the car. Drive shaft, that's a steel drive shaft. It is weighted, balanced. That way it's going to eliminate a lot of your driveline vibrations that you might feel in the car. And universals on both ends of the drive shaft have been checked over and are all in good condition. As we come back here a little further to our differential here, the rear end of the car, we do in fact have an 8-inch Ford 276 gear. Now this is an open differential. The third member assembly all the way around is nice and dry. The pinion seal is dry as well. So all of that's in good condition here as far as the rear end goes. The rear suspension is that by way of multi-leaf rear suspension, a set of air shocks, which again, we've been over this before in many videos. Air shocks are kind of really nice. They're easy to work with. Simply putting an air hose to it to give it maybe the rake that you're looking for, or give it the ride quality that you're looking for there also. Again, very easy to adjust there. And then again, as I mentioned, the drum brakes back here on the rear with the emergency brake all hooked up and functional. And again, 14-inch Magnum 500 wheels with the BFGoodrich, as I mentioned just a little bit ago, 235 60 14s on the back of this car. As far as the rest here, all of our brake lines, fuel lines, and so forth, all run along the bottom of the car here, all leak free, including our fuel lines all the way back here to our fuel tank. Those lines are dry. That fuel sending unit is dry around that tank, and the tank itself is in great shape here. Also, again, no dents or dings here, as you can see. And as we've already kind of checked out from the top side of the car, that trunk floor, a majority of it is made up with that actual fuel tank, as the fuel tank fits down in from the top side, and again makes up that large portion of your floor. And as I mentioned earlier there, the tailpipes here, so you can see tailpipes up over top of the rear end. All your bends are nice and neat there, come straight out the back of the car right underneath your rear lower valance. So that's pretty much the underside of our 67 Mustang that we just went through. Again, we've been all the way around it too. So again, you see that it is a really nice car here for you. As I always kind of explain at the end of our videos, not only do we do the classics, but we also do ATC trailers here. We're an ATC authorized dealer, and we have several models here in stock ready for purchase. If you're in the market for a trailer, an enclosed car trailer or race trailer, definitely hit us up there. We'll work with you on the pricing. Also, you can view all those trailers either by going right to our car site that you're already on and clicking the inventory tab for the trailer inventory, or you can go directly there by going to hankstershaulers.com. Again, let us know if that's something that you're interested in. We can definitely help you out there as far as your trailer needs go.